as you come onto your mat, probably in a seated position. If being seated is not altogether accessible, just lie down. That's fine as well. But eventually we will be seated. And the way I like to start my practices is with a little bit of grounding, a little bit of arrival. So we'll begin with a shared breath. Exhale to empty your lungs. Take a nice big full inhale. And a long, delicious sigh. And welcome once again, my worldwide friends, to your yoga practice. Really great to have you here today. From here, let's just settle in to our seat, feeling a sense of rootedness into the base of your body, tallness in your spine, and generally relaxed through your face and your shoulders. Eyes closed, feeling your breath rise and fall. So just noticing yourself sitting here, or bringing your attention, your awareness into your body, into your breath. The idea behind the yoga practice isn't really to become strong and supple or whatever those gymnastic qualities are, but rather to be present and whole within our own bodies. It's a wellness practice. So allow yourself to become aware of your body, become aware of your breath, and really sink in. And as you begin to build this sense of presence, of calmness, feeling gently into what it is that this body of yours needs today, this body, mind, heart even. What do you need from your practice? Allow the feeling, the desire of the feeling in your body to motivate and guide you as you practice. With that established, on your next inhale, open your eyes, reach your arms up overhead. Stretch up, interlace your fingers, press your hands up, stretch up, 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 up. Good morning. And then slowly from here, we'll come forwards onto our hands and knees into what's known as a tabletop position. So tabletop position, hands and knees, shins roughly parallel, hands, fingers spread nice and wide. And just sway around a little bit, so twirling around your knees, rolling your neck around, being rather intuitive, and just sensing into what's cranky today. Lovely. And moving from there into good old cat-cow breathing. So cat-cow breathing. As you inhale, lift your head, lift your tail, drop your abdomen, and your heart is sort of forwards. And then as you exhale, begin rounding, tuck your chin, move your pelvis forwards, and press the mat quite strongly. So rounding your spine. As you inhale, lengthen through the front of your torso, so it's a bit of a back bend. And as you exhale, round, press, tuck quite firmly. One more time, inhale to lengthen and lift that heart, and exhale to round and tuck. Beautiful. Inhale back to a neutral position. Take your knees a little bit wider. That's enough exercise. Child's pose. Elbows down, heads down. Just take a couple breaths here. So we're changing our position, but not changing our disposition. Allowing yourself to just sink in here. Letting our hips gently sense into what's happening here. And then from this place, slowly, slowly walk your hands forwards again to that tabletop position. We'll tuck your toes at the back, walk your hands back, and then press up onto your feet. And drape yourself over your upper thighs, head relaxed down, knees nicely bent. And just give it a shiggle, give it a shake. Decompress your neck, your shoulders. Just give it a shake. Hopefully you didn't just eat breakfast. And inhale halfway up, your legs straighten a bit, your torso extends. Exhale, fold again. Do that again. Inhale, half lift. And exhale to fold again. From this place, inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Stretch up, reach up, stand up, don't pass out. And exhale, bring your hands all the way back down. With your feet together, heels touching, toes touching. Again, inhale, your hands up overhead. Let your hands touch, and as you exhale, bring your hands down the midline. Interlace your fingers, palms pressed down to the ground. And then from here, I'll show you from the side. Inhale, send your hands forward, still fingers interlaced. Reach up towards the ceiling, stretch up. And then exhale, hands come wide down to the sides of your body. A few times like that. So inhale, 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 inhale. Hands touch, exhale, as your fingers interlace, hands come down, exhale, 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 exhale. Keep your fingers interlaced, inhale, hands forwards and up, inhale, 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 and exhale, hands out wide, exhale, exhale, exhale. One more round, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Nicely done. Now keep your heels together, take your toes out a little bit, but heels together. As you inhale, bring your hands up overhead, interlace your fingers and flip your hands over again. Really find your big toe mounds, your heels squeeze together, come up onto your big toe mounds, lift your heels off the ground. Heels together and forwards. Wobbling happens here. You're going to feel this through your calves, through your ankles. Stretch up and then slowly hands down and heels down to the mat. Let's see if we can add those two movements together at the same time. So as you're inhaling, your heels are lifting. Still try to keep your heels together. Hands touch, interlace your fingers, press your palms up, stretch up. Exhale, heels down slowly, hands down slowly. One more time, probably feeling that, like I said, in the calves. Inhale, up, 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 interlace, press up, stretch up. Exhale, slowly, slowly, all the way back down. Beautiful. Now, turn your heels out, your toes in. Your feet are at least a foot apart. And as you inhale, bring your hands forwards and let your knees touch forward. So your knees are well beyond your ankles, feet nice and flat. This is called goat pose. And then as you exhale, we'll stand back up. Again, inhale, knees forwards and together, hands forwards. Exhale, come up. So offering a little compression into the ankle, stretching of the calf muscle, the soleus muscle. Linger here. Find the calm, easy breathing. Chest nice and proud. And exhale. Come back up. Nicely done. Turn your toes out. Heels in. Feet are about as wide as your mat here. Inhale, hands up. Hands in prayer. Exhale, sit down as far as you can sit down. Don't go any further than is reasonable for you. Feet nice and flat. So maybe you go all the way down, maybe you go part way down. That's totally okay. Inhale, come all the way up, hands up towards the ceiling. Exhale, sit all the way back down. Waking up those hips. Again, inhale up. Exhale down. And this time inhale all the way up. Step your feet back together. Exhale, bring your hands back down. Let's wake up your spine a bit more. Inhale, hands all the way up. And here we'll interlace your fingers and point your index finger. Squeeze the base of your wrist together. Squeeze your biceps towards your head as best as possible. Now, your arms could be bent, but moving your arms towards straight. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, go over to the right, but you're trying to reach and pull that left hand to the upper right, not the lower right. So less collapsing, more extension. Inhale, come up. Exhale, Go to the upper left corner of your room. Hips are moving a little bit to the right. And again, inhale up. Exhale over to the right. Inhale up. Exhale over to the left. A little bit of a pull. And one more time, we're going to linger for a bit. Inhale up. Exhale, reach to the upper right. Squeeze your hands together. Squeeze your feet together. Even lift up a bit more. And find now in this side bend, find your breath. So noticing your inhale, your exhale. Keep it nice and stable in your feet. And then inhale, come up. Right away, exhale to the left. And linger here. Refine your shape. Squeeze your hands together. Squeeze your feet together. Lift up out of the pelvis. Push your hips off. Breathe. Breathe. That's always the, the advanced and the hard instruction. Breathe. Find that good sense of length. And then inhale, come on back up. Separate your feet, palms face forwards, and exhale, we'll sit down into the chair. So your bum is more or less in a bar stool here. Not that we should be doing that, but especially this early in the day. Sit back, chest nice and proud. Get a little bit of a back bend. Now fold your arms in, keep your elbows high, and try to pull your arms apart. So create an isometric contraction across your upper chest. Chest nice and proud, elbows lifting. Pull and pull and pull. And then inhale, stand up. And exhale, bring your hands back down. We'll bring our feet back together. I'll show you this one from 45-degree angle here. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, sit down. Keep your knees squeezing together. And we want to keep our hips and our knees square with the front of your room here. We'll take your left hand outside your right knee. Knees square. Right hand to low back. And then rotate in your spinal column, base of the spine, belly, chest, gaze goes to the right, but don't let that right hip drag back. So what I mean by that, don't let the hip drag back, knees stay square, pelvis stays square, rotation of the spine, and then inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, sit down again, squeeze your knees together, and take your right hand outside your left knee. Left hand to low back, and then rotate from the base of your spine and up in that order. So base, ribs, shoulders, gaze, find that beautiful twist. And then inhale, stand up. And exhale, interlace your fingers behind your head. I'll do a few forwards and backwards bendings here. So inhale, look up. Exhale, linger, bring your elbows a bit more up towards the ceiling. Press your head into your hands, hands into head, hips forward, chest up. Inhale up, and then chin to chest, just round your upper back. Legs can stay more or less straight. Inhale up, exhale, a bit of a back bend, hips forward, chest up. Inhale up, exhale, upper spinal roll. We're not trying to pull your head off, just find a sense of length through the back of the neck. Again, inhale up. Exhale, a bit of a back bend. Inhale up. Exhale, a little bit of a roll forwards. Nice. Inhale, send your hands up to the ceiling. And exhale, bring your hands down. Just go side to side here a few times. Finding a bit of softness, a bit of looseness. We're not trying to get rigid or hard or stuck as we're practicing. Try to stay nice and fluid and spacious throughout the practice. We'll move into some lunges now. So from the top of your mat, inhale your hands overhead, and exhale, bring your hands all the way down to the ground, knees nicely bent. Inhale to that half lift we did earlier. And as you exhale, take your right leg back a long step, right toes tucked, and right knee down to the mat. So find this shape with your back toes tucked. If there's any issues with the back knee being down, you could take a blanket or a towel or something and stick it underneath there for a little bit of support. I'll face forward so you can see this way this time. And now from here, Bring your hands onto your knee, back leg nice and strong. I had a massage this morning already, so I'm feeling kind of like, whoa, that massage bliss, a bit spacey. It's kind of nice. Left hip is moving back, right hip's trying to move forwards. Bring your hands up overhead. Pause here. Now hold on to your right wrist with your left hand. Reach up and side bend to your left. Find that extension through the outer right hip. Again, try not to collapse in the left side. It's more extending up to the upper left. Reach up there. Nice. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. From here, big inhale. As you exhale, we'll open our hands out to the right. Keep your hips square. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, open to the left. Palms face up probably. Exhale, close it up. Do that again. Inhale, open, back hip probably. Feeling something now. Exhale. Inhale, open left. And exhale, hands come in. Bring your hands back down to the mat. Step your left knee back. So your knees more or less square, knees wide. Take child's pose again. No rush here. Let your hips or your bum sink in between your hips. Head can drop down. Take a few breaths. And then slowly come on back up onto your hands and knees. From our hands and knees, we'll explore the other side. Here, you need to bring your right foot forwards now. Right ankle pretty much below the right knee, roughly, somewhere in there. Back knee, maybe you put something down underneath your back knee. Ragdoll your hands up onto your knee. Keep your right hip moving back, left hip moving forwards. Belly's drawn in, nice and confident. And then hands can come up. Settle your shoulders. Hold on to your left wrist this time. Reach up, side bend over to the right. Keeping your shoulders roughly square with the front of the room. Finding that extension through the outer left hip. A juicy side bend in the lunge. Nice. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. 2 times with the twist. A big inhale to begin. And then let's exhale into the twist. We inhaled on the other side. Inhale back to the center. We'll exhale into the twist to the right. The inhale. It's interesting to find the breath pattern that works for you. Exhale to open to the left. Inhale and exhale. Nice. Inhale back to center. Exhale, hands down. Knee steps back, knees nice and wide. Again, child's pose. It's quite purposeful. We're sinking into our hips. We've been in and out of those hips a few times already. Head down. Just letting things settle there. And then slowly again, we'll come forwards onto our hands and knees. Tuck your toes or walk our hands back. And like we started the practice, come onto your feet towards the back of your mat, draping yourself forwards. And then inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, wash your hands down. Take another cleansing breath, nice big inhale. And a long, nice exhale. Good. From here, moving into, I'll try from this side over here. We're going to exploring Warrior One. So start with your feet tight together. Turn your right foot out to about 1:30 on the clock. So heel's still touching, right foot's turned out a bit. Lean forwards, and then keep that turn out of the right foot as you step back. The back foot's flat, front foot's flat. Back leg is straight, front leg is bent. Lots of pressure in that right leg. Inhale your arms up overhead and settle in here. So we want consistent, strong pressure in that right foot, right calf, right glute, all involved here. Hands up. Now we'll touch your hands overhead so your thumbs overlap. Reach up and then take a bit of a back bend. So chest up, left hip back, right leg strong. Nice. Inhale, come up, straighten your front leg, and exhale, fold forwards. Bring your hand to your upper thigh or your shin, or maybe the ground or some blocks if you like, but keep your spine nice and long. Probably internally rotating that right or left hip socket here. This pyramid pose, variation on the runner's stretch. Muscles nice and active on the back of that left leg. Nice. Rise back up, hands to hip. Bend your front knee. Pivot your back heel. And then step forwards to the front of the mat and shake it off a little bit. I'll try the other side. So for the other side, heels together, toes together. Return your left foot out. So it's pointing about 10:30. Lean forwards, keep that turn out and step the left foot back. So two heels more or less in the same line. Back leg straight, front leg bent. Nice and strong. Bring both hands up. And shoulders, two shoulders are square with the front of your mat, ideally here. Overlap your hands. And then put your other thumb at the back, make it feel a little bit weird. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, back bend. Exalted warrior. Lots of pressure in the left foot. Find your breath, find your breath. And then inhale, come up. Straighten your front leg. And then fold forwards again. Halfway, keep your spine long. Bring your hands either to your upper thigh, your shin, or maybe the ground. Don't compromise the form to go further. It's not about how far you go, but how present and calm you are with what you're doing. That's what yoga is all about, right? Being present, being calm, being clear. A place of acting versus reacting. So becoming clear helps us to be more in the moment and more mindful about our choices. Engage muscularly here, in the back of the right leg, and then come up, bend your front knee, pivot your back foot, step forwards, and again, shake it off a few times side to side. Oh yeah, that feels good. Let's do a couple of balances, and then we'll start to migrate down towards the mat here. So first balance, a little bit challenging, eagle pose. It's a compression. Inhale your arms up overhead, and as you exhale, bring your right elbow underneath your left elbow. Option 1, hold on to your shoulders. Option 2, backs of your hands might touch. Option 3, your palms might touch. And trying to bring your hands roughly to the middle of your face, like they're not to one side or the other, they're in line with your nose. Sit down. I'll show you this. Keep your hips low, and then take your right leg up and over your left leg. So option 1, you kickstand on the floor. Option 2, you lift the foot. Option 3, boom, you wrap your foot behind your calf. That may or may not be accessible in all bodies, but there are just options there. Keep your torso lifted, find your balance, sit down further. It's a good sense of compression, good sense of activation through your upper back, your hips. And then inhale, release your arms and legs at the same time. And right away, exhale your left arm under your right arm at the elbow joint. Hands go, shoulders, backs of hands, fronts of hands, whatever works for you. Be good with whatever works for you. Sit down. All the weight goes to your right foot. Your hips stay low. Left leg up and over. There's a kickstand, there's a lift, there's a tuck, whatever one works. Sit down. Keep your torso lifting, so more upright with your spine. Wobbling is good. It's not bad. Wobbling is good. It's your body and brain navigating something new. And challenge and newness is actually a good thing. So if you're gonna fall out, praise the wobbly, that's all I can say. Inhale, hands up, feet down. Exhale, relax it out, shake it off. Tree pose, so hands start on your hips. Turn your right foot out to the side a bit, and either put your heel to your ankle, your calf. Could be on your knee joint as long as you're pressing in the opposite direction, or even placing your foot up to your upper thigh. Press your leg to your foot, foot to leg. Take your right knee more to the right. Keep your left hip right where it is, hands up. Heart proud, hands up even further. Shoulders separated, feel your breath. So here, find though, if you fall out, no problem. You're trying to find your inhales, your exhales, your stability, but always inviting in, being okay with the wobble, the craziness. This is where we learn new things. It's not in perfection, it's in imperfection that we're going to learn new things. Nice big inhale, exhale, hands to heart. Inhale your knee forwards, and exhale, let it go, shake it off. Other side, hands to hips, left foot turns out, place your foot wherever it works for you. And just move my slippery pants out the way. Press your foot to your leg to your foot. Left knee moves out the side, energy to the heart, and then up from the heart to the heavens. And balance here, find your breath. Nice easy inhales and exhales. Maybe you look up and challenge your wobbles, right? It's like, whoa, 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 what's happening? That's okay. Body, brain, learning something new. Nice big inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale your knee forwards. And exhale, bring your foot down. Give it a little shiggle. From here, one more standing pose, and then we will get down. Step your feet off of your mat. Toes out, heels in. Bend your knees. This is maybe a little bit more qigong than it is yoga, but same thing, more or less. Palms face down towards the floor. As you inhale, bring your hands up. Still palms face down. As you exhale, push your hands away from you. As you inhale, pull your hands towards you. As you exhale, push your hands out to the side. As you inhale, pull your hands in. And as you exhale, push your hands down and straighten your legs. Do that again. Inhale, sitting. Exhale, pushing. Inhale, drawing. Exhale, expanding. Inhale, condensing. And exhale, back to center. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Rise back up. Hands to your hips. Square your toes. Bend your knees. Jump to the middle of your mat. Go side to side a few times. Now, if I'm keeping track of this, I think we're at the back of your mat. If you're not there, go to the back of your mat. So from the back of our mats, take a big inhale. Exhale, fold all the way forwards. Walk your hands up the mat. And do this pose called plank pose. Plank pose too challenging? Come down to your knees, no problem. Sustain plank pose for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.5, 1. And then knees down, feet flatten out. Lie all the way down but keep your hands where they are. And then right away, inhale, lift just your heart from the mat. Squeeze your elbows towards your body so your chest can come more forwards. Take a breath or two here. Tops of your feet press down. And then exhale. Come down. I'm going to look away from you here. Place your left cheek on the mat. Look to the right and bring your hands beside your bum. Palms face up. So passive neck twist. Take a few breaths here. That feels nice. And then slowly bring your chin all the way through. So right ear on the mat, look to the left. Hopefully you can hear me here. Couple breaths there. And then one more back bend. Chin on your mat. Take your arms wide, palms face down. Squeeze your legs together. And then lift your torso, your arms, your feet off the ground. Point your toes. And just be okay here. So begin to connect with the inhale and exhale cycle. Feel the muscles in your back. Maybe the inhale you lift up higher. Maybe the exhale you just kind of hang out where you're at. Your breath is compromised. It's more difficult to breathe here. Be okay with the difficulty. One more big inhale. And then exhale. Come down, hands by your shoulders. Up on your knees, knees wide. Sink back. Child's pose yet again. Head down. Feel that sense of spinal extension. So from your tailbone up through the top of your head, nice and long. Maybe you creep your hands more forwards as you sink in. Can't get your head to the ground, lift your bum up more. There's many ways to get there. And we gotta change the practice to suit you, not no one try and force yourself into things that don't work for you. And then let's slowly sit up towards the back of the mat. Swing your legs out front and give those legs a little shiggle, a little bit of a shake. Probably want your bum roughly in the middle of your mat. Let's do a big forward fold here. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold forwards. Bringing your hands either to the mat, your shins, your feet, whatever is available. And then from wherever you have your hands, tipping into your hip crease as much as you can, keeping your spine nice and long. And then neck more or less neutral. Just hang out here. There's a little bit of a drawing of your feet back towards you or trying to tug on the mat a little bit. But we're bringing our sternum, our chest towards our toes. We're not rounding our upper back. We're just looking forwards and letting this overall extension of the back of the legs happen. This is called Paschimottanasana in Sanskrit, if you were wondering. It's the name of the pose. And then slowly come back up, lean back, bring the bottoms of your feet together. Now, depends on what was going on in your body today. If you want to get into the inner groins, feet closer towards you. You want to get into the outer hips, feet farther away from you. But bottoms of feet together. I'm going to have my feet away from me today. Hold on to your shins, lift up, fold forwards. And then here we'll round your upper back, drop your chin in. Try to press your feet into one another. So this will activate the muscles that you're stretching. So activation and stretching together, very useful to build mobility. Take a few breaths here. Trying to find a bit of ease within the effort. Nice. And then slowly rise up. Hold your outer knees, squeeze your knees in, and then from there, lie down on your back. Oh yeah, well that feels nice. Draw your knees in quite strongly towards your chest, chin gently tucked. Take a little subtle sense of movement. And then keep just your right knee drawn in towards you. Extend your left leg long. Draw that right knee in towards your right shoulder. And bring your left leg up. And release the fingers across the head of the left knee. Extend your right leg long. Pull that left knee in. Again, bring the right knee in. Hold both knees. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, lift your head off the mat. Forehead towards your knees. And then slowly release your head down, your feet down to the mat. Keep your feet, knees bent, I should say knees bent, side to side a few times. Flip flop your legs, sort of like windshield wipers. Nice. And then one more reset of the spine, bridge pose. Robot arms, so palms face one another, elbows touch the sides of your body. And then you just press with your feet, lift your bum off the mat. And there's a bit of pressure, like it's like you're pressing with your feet. You're trying to push your back up the mat, your upper back almost like it's spreading across the mat. As you press your elbows in, press with your feet. Bridge pose. And then slowly release your bum down to the mat. Shift your hips a little bit to the left. Drop your knees to the right. Boom. Extend your left hand out to the side and look to the left. This is our spine twist. And find a few breaths there. Your right hand might be holding your right knee down, or you might be doing something a little bit different. Basically, it's a spine twist. Feeling your breath relaxing through your face, dissipating any kind of obvious tension or gripping you might be experiencing. Just breathe. So, I mean, that's an oft-used aphorism. Just breathe. Find a smooth, easy flow for your breathing. And then let's come back through to center, pause. Letting things settle, and then shift your hips a little to the right, drop your knees to the left. Extend your right arm way out, look to the right, maybe your left hand holds onto your knees. And again, use your breath, particularly your exhale breath, to dissipate any kind of sense of stuckness that's in your body, any kind of resistance. We're looking for space in our body. We're looking to inhabit ourselves, every cell of our body more alive through the practice. Yum. Feels so good. And then slowly again, unwind. Both legs, both arms up to the ceiling, and just give it a bit of a shake. Shake your arms, wrists, ankles, anything that's remaining stuck, just give it up, get rid of it. And then slowly release your feet down, your hands down, feet flop open. Nice big inhale, and a long exhale. So here we are on our backs in Savasana. Stay like that. Stay on your back, watching your breath rise and fall. So here, feeling the inhale, feeling the exhale, letting your body yield and soften as you exhale. Allowing your facial features to yield as well, forehead softening, cheeks relaxing, your lower jaw a little bit separated, teeth a little separated, nice and relaxed. Breath rate nice and slow and even. And ideally continuing like that for a long time. Ideal length of somewhere in the range of 17 minutes, but maybe you don't have that amount of time today. But take lots of time to integrate the effects of your practice, to receive the fruits of your practice. And as you're lying here, just bring a bit of attention towards the center of your chest, your sternum, without stirring. You feel the rise and fall of your breath at the heart. Letting go of any kind of gripping or resistance to the breath, just allowing yourself to receive each breath. And noticing how you feel now. So notice physically, how's your body? Mentally, how's your mind now? Emotionally, are there any emotional flavors kind of moving through? You're connecting into your center, seeing where this practice has brought you. And with that, hopefully slightly clearer awareness of your center, going about the rest of your day in a way that really honors and respects where you are at now. We'll mark the end of our practice with a shared breath. Take a nice big inhale. And a long exhale. And thank you, my friends, so much for sharing your practice here on this platform and with everyone else today. So good to be here with you. I hope you have a really beautiful day ahead of you. Namaste.